here we are recording. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. This is meeting 3 of 4 this evening, so appreciate your patience, and my apologies to our audience for being a couple minutes late. It's Tuesday, March 2nd. It's just after 7 p.m. This is the City of Cottonwood Heights. It's our business meeting. I'm Mayor Mike Peterson, and welcome to council and other staff who are joining us this evening. We will begin by reading a determination that authorizes to meet virtually as we are through Zoom. And that determination states, pursuant to Utah Code annotated 524-2074, the city's mayor, as the chair of the city council and of the community development and renewal agency, hereby determines that conducting the meetings of those bodies on this date at an anchor location presents a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location. It is well recognized that a global pandemic currently exists related to the COVID-19 coronavirus, which has the potential to overwhelm Utah's healthcare system. Therefore, due to the state of emergency caused by the global pandemic, I find that conducting a meeting at an anchor location under the current state of public health emergency constitutes a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the location. Therefore, this virtual meeting. We'll begin with a pledge of allegiance, and I'd like to ask Councilor Bracken, would you lead us in that pledge tonight, please?
Sure. There we go. All right. I pledge allegiance.
Are you coming to look at my unstable?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's one of the more difficult things to do on virtually.
It is a little bit. I appreciate people's patience, but it's too important to do it. And hopefully in the next couple months, we'll be back meeting in person at City Hall. The next item on our agenda is item 3.0, citizen comments. And again, just a reminder to those who would like to make public comment, we appreciate you keeping those comments to under 3 minutes unless you're representing a large group, and that there's no personal attacks, and it's civility is the theme behind sharing your thoughts and opinion. And of course, everyone's welcome to do just that. So Paula, do we have anyone who would like to make public comment?
Yes, sir. We have Mr. Timothy Albeck.
Tim, we haven't heard from you for a while, so welcome back.
Hey, how you doing? I am back from Kentucky from my 6th weeks of fishing trip, and you actually called in from Kentucky 1 week while you were gone. Wow. So drove a meeting while you were gone. Anyway, first of all, I want to say whoever's responsible for the closed captioning on the Zoom meetings, kudos. This is awesome, and you can get the full transcript at the end as well. That is freaking, excuse me, freaking awesome. Whoever did that is responsible for that is I assume it was one of the tech guys or Paula or something. Fantastic. I love it. That's good stuff. The only other thing I wanted to bring up, I went through all the agenda items and I don't have any issues there or opinions there. I will say, so I did 7 states, 12 major cities over the past 6 weeks, and 2 different cities stood out. Evanston, Wyoming, and Cottonwood Heights, Utah, because you were the only 2 cities whose city council and mayor have not gone power crazy with this whole COVID thing. And I'll give you one example. I was in Nashville. Okay. Nashville has a main street called Broadway. And on Broadway, it's a bar, a barbecue restaurant, and a boot and hats leather place. And that's all the way down there. You find 20 of them each. Every time you go into the bar, there's a giant sign that says, no dancing, no standing. And I didn't really understand that until I went in and asked someone. In Nashville, it is against the law to stand and watch a live band play, because somehow the COVID knows whether you're sitting down at a table or you're standing up and watching the band play. Dancing, completely illegal. If a waitress or waiter comes to your table, you have to open up a chair for them to sit down so they can communicate with you and then take your order. It's insane. It's crazy. And I just wanted to say thank you for not doing that. And it was the same thing. It was very similar. The people with the temperature checkers in Memphis, in Topeka, in actually in some places in Florida as well, and definitely in Charlotte, in North Carolina. Crazy people have gone overboard with this COVID, and I'm going to tell you what you can do and you cannot do. And I just wanted to say thank you to Cottonwood Heights and to Evanston. The only two places of the 14 major cities that I went that haven't taken this and let it go to their head. And so it's all good. Oh, you missed this, the last meeting. I literally caught a ton of fish, 2,600 pounds in one morning. So there you go. That's
Wow.
it. That's it for me. Welcome back.
Well, and hopefully you stayed safe and didn't catch anything besides fish. So.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Good to hear from you. Paula, someone else would like to comment?
I don't have anyone else.
Okay, let's wait just a moment. Tim, anyone who sent anything electronically that we need to be aware of?
Not that I'm aware of. We forwarded some information to you earlier this week, but I don't believe there's any other comments.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the public comment. That's always part of our meetings. And we'll move to the next item on the agenda. We have 4 or 5 action items. The first item is 4.1, consideration of resolution 2021-08, approving appointments to the Planning Commission. Tim, you want to introduce that?
Yes, and I wanted to spend a little bit more time here in the business meeting because I'm very excited to recommend appointing Lucy Anderson to be an at-large Planning Commission alternate member. And the resolution does indicate that Bob Wild, who's has been an alternate for quite some time, I'm proposing that he fill the position that was vacated by Sue Reiser. And then we have Lucy involved as an alternate member. It's an important position because they attend and they understand the issues, and then they have to vote at times as well. Lucy, Mike Johnson and I had the opportunity to visit with Lucy and talk with her about her background. I think the thing I'm most impressed with is her desire to serve and be a part of the community and to add value through being on this commission. And so she has a broad background of very good perspective with professional background where she's worked with a lot of different people, and I'm very happy to recommend her. She is here, I'm seeing, as a participant. We can let her in to comment as Councilmember Bracken mentioned in the earlier meeting, if you would like, but I'm recommending approval of this resolution regarding this recommendation.
Would you propose we have her introduce herself first or after we vote?
Right now would be great.
I agree.
While
Paul,
she's
you
jumping on, I'll just give her some kudos because she's filling an at-large position, but District 3 gladly takes ownership of her. And I was very impressed with her resume as well. So thank you, Lucy.
Lucy, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've lived in Cottonwood Heights for about 23 years and recently retired, worked in corporate America for about 35 years. I have a daughter who's 29, lives in Washington, DC, and a husband here as well. I guess I should mention that. And I'm thrilled to join the Planning Commission. I love Cottonwood Heights and want to be involved in its growth and make sure, be involved in doing everything I can to have it be a smart, balanced growth, I guess. So anyway, thrilled to be here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lucy, and welcome.
Thanks.
Any questions on this resolution from the council? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion of adoption.
So moved.
It's been moved by Councilmember Bruce. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved by Councilmember Bruce and seconded by Councilmember Peterson. Any further discussion, questions? Hearing none, I'd call for the vote. Councilmember Michael,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruce,
Yes.
Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. Again, thank you, Lucy, and welcome. The next item on our agenda is consideration of resolution 2021-09, approving and ratifying a bid and awarding a construction contract to Granite Construction Company for Scottish Drive Roadway Reconstruction Project. Matt, you want to introduce that quickly?
Yeah, Mayor and Council, thank you. This is part two of we call it Scottish Drive, but it's that neighborhood west of Danish Road there at Scottish Drive that we are doing reconstruction of the road and also some curb and gutter and ADA ramps that are in there to bring those ADA ramps up to code and to repair that neighborhood. It's part of the 5-year plan, and this one was actually in year 2, but with COVID and everything that was going on, it got pushed. We did the first phase where it was the storm drain, if you'll recall. We did the north end. This is the second phase, and we will be taking care of that as soon as we get the agreement signed.
Now, I assume this is within our budgeted amount.
That is correct. It actually came in under our original budget amount. So we're very pleased with the bidding environment that we've had on this.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. Any questions, comments regarding this resolution?
I noticed you had 7 bids on that, Matt, and I was quite impressed.
Yes, it's a good time of year to put bids out. The winter is always a great time to put projects on the list.
Yeah, very competitive.
All right. Entertain a motion for approval.
Move that we approve resolution 2021-9.
It's been moved by Councilor Bracken. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Bruce. Any further comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. To Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruce,
Yes.
Councilmember Michael,
Yeah.
and I will vote yes.
Thank you.
The next item, item 4.3, is a resolution 2021-10 approving a consulting agreement with Blue Line Designs for planning services for the Ferguson Canyon Park. So I keep thinking that's Mike Johnson, but Matt, is actually you, correct?
That is correct. Mike has carried the share of the load to this point, and he's given me the easy part to go and get it constructed. So that is what we are doing on this one. This is an agreement with Blue Design. They actually did the preliminary work and worked with the PTOS, and they have a pretty good understanding of this project. They will, part of the agreement and part of the scope is to come to City Council and the PTOS at the beginning to get your input, and then come back to council and get your input on the things that they're moving forward with. And then there's a time for public comment as well. So this contract is for the design of I want to say the south end of this park. This is not the parking lot, but it's the open area, the open space area.
Thank you, Matt. Questions, comments regarding this resolution? I know we're anxious to meet with them and give our input on the actual project. But hearing none, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
I move that we approve resolution 2021-10.
It's been moved by Councilor Michael. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved by, or seconded by Councilor Bracken. Any further last comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Councilor Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruce,
Yes.
Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Michael,
Yes.
and I will vote yes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Next item is we have consent calendar, which is approval of the legislative work session minutes for February 4th, 11th, and 18th. Any questions or comments about those minutes as we met with our lobbyists and talked legislative issues?
Been really
Hearing-
helpful.
Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion for adoption of the consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
It's been moved by Councilor Bruce. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilmember Peterson. I'll call for approval. Councilmember Bracken,
Yes.
Councilmember Bruce,
Yes.
Councilmember Peterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Michael,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. And that is unanimous. We don't have any other business at this time. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn from our business meeting and reconvene in a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing real estate transactions.
I'd move that we adjourn the business meeting and reopen a work session and then move to a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing real estate.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show that it was unanimous. I'll see you in a couple minutes at the closed session. Riley, thanks for joining us. So we'll excuse you tonight. And be safe.
Of course, thank you.
And kudos to UFA for that rescue from the trench this last week. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks, Robbie. We'll excuse you as
It's a
well.
lot of hard work, so